What is the best character meal for elementary aged boys in Walt Disney World?
That is a tricky question because it really truly depends on what characters, and that's what I'm always going to kind of like lead if I have this conversation with someone who's asking. What characters is your kiddo wanting to see, willing to see? Who else is going with you? Because like, yes, I understand that you want to make it someone that your boy is going to want to meet, but you also have to you have to kind of please the masses if you're on a family trip, right? So
that's so true. Make everybody happy.
Yes. So it's one of those things where it really just depends. And honestly, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't rule out any of these because even if you have, let's say, an 8, 9, 10-year-old boy, he may not want to meet princesses, but sometimes those meet and greets can be some of the most like entertaining, fun, memorable experiences that you have.
Yeah.
So just don't completely rule them out. But I would truly just look up what kind of characters, right? So if I'm looking for what we would consider to be stereotypical characters that an elementary age boy is going to want to see, 1900 Park Fair has Aladdin. So that may be a good one that you may want to meet. If you're looking for any combination of Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, that kind of vibe, there is a good mix of any of those characters at any of these following locations. So like Cape May Cafe, Chef Mickey's, Garden Grill, Topolino's, which I think is a really good one because the food is amazing there.
Food's great and it's a crowd pleaser. Like
Yes.
there's just so much. There's something for everybody there.
Yes.
We always stand.
Yes, we do. We do.
Topolino's.
We do. And also Tusker House has the combo of kind of the sensational 6, I think is what you call them when you include Pluto in some of those. So that would be a good option. If you've got a kiddo that maybe has a soft spot for Pooh and Tigger, you've got Crystal Palace as an option for that one. But again, it really just depends on who you're going to want to see. Another crowd favorite I feel like is the Ohana character breakfast because you get Lilo and Stitch and you get Mickey and Pluto there. So that's a really good mix of characters for that age demographic, so to speak. But again, I would really just think about what characters is my boy going to want to see, what characters are the rest of us going to want to see, and kind of try to pick and choose from there and have a couple options because places like Topolino's Terrace are harder to get into than some of the others. And use those dining alerts, right? Several different places that you can set up alerts. Some are free, some you get extra with paid subscription for setting up dining alerts to help notify you of reservations that become available during your time window. So I would definitely utilize those if it's something like Topolino's and you can't get a reservation at your 60-day out window.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think it really depends on what they're into. And so, your kid. So,
yeah.
But some of those might be easier to get to than others because if you're in the parks versus going to a resort, if you're not staying at that resort, can be difficult unless you have your own car. And even then, sometimes it's like you have to confirm that you have a reservation to park there and all those things. So
right.
I probably lean towards something that's in the parks unless it's convenient to wherever you're staying personally.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We typically have a car, so we don't usually have issues getting places. But yeah, it can be tricky too if you're going from a resort to a resort to try to get to a dining. You're going to need to either plan a lot of extra time to go to a park first, which is kind of frustrating to have to do, or you're going to have to plan it in your budget to be able to take a Lyft or an Uber or a minivan or whatever it is that you're looking for. And I will just mention, I have an 8-year-old boy and he loves Topolino's Terrace. Again, it's so easy.
It's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
He loves it.
They sing a little song. They all come to the tables.
Yes.
It's just, the food's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. Everything about it is really fun. And it feels like going to another place because its location is up on the roof and it's got a great view and it's just a fun adventure.
Yes.
And it's relatively easy to get to from Hollywood Studios. You can take the Skyliner over. So it's not difficult to get over there.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, so definitely look at transportation as well. But yeah, I would look at the characters, have a couple different options, and think about too, this isn't necessarily part of the question, but I always encourage people to really think about when you're planning your character meals, because that is a large portion of your day that you're going to take, unfortunately, especially if you're including transportation. So I will often suggest doing them on, like, if you've got a resort day, or like if maybe you don't fly out until 4 o'clock in the afternoon on your last day, maybe you could do a breakfast that morning. So just really think about the time that you want to carve out for those, because you want to have a good experience and you want to be able to see all the characters. So you're going to want to take upwards of 1.5 to 2 hours probably at the meal, not counting transportation time.
Now, that's a really good tip. Usually, like, if we were going to do Topolino's, we usually do it on, like, the day we fly out, if we're flying in the evening or something, so that we can just relax and enjoy, and it's the end of our trip and we celebrate and whatnot.